Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I partnered up with the pound for pound kings of boxing apparel, Fighting Mad. They offer unique designs and styles of fighters such as Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, Vasily Lomachenko, Muhammad Ali, and many, many more. Fighting Mad is offering 20% off on all sales in July as part of their partnership with your boy BT and True School Sports when you enter the promo code TRUE20-July. So whether you're at the fights, at the gym, or just at the house, chilling, Fighting Mad has you covered with the most stylish designs and ways to rep your favorite fighters when you're out and about. For more info, check the link in the description. Hey, it's your boy BT, Brendan Taylor. We're at the 5th Street Gym on South Beach. You're watching True School Sports.
Get that left hand back up though. Good. That's what once you go right into it. I'm not thinking about it, man. Like that. Come on, turn them over. Give me more aim. Breathe. You gotta breathe. You talk about OJ you want to like send them off from the bus. Give them a show this shit. Give them a show. Talk about those things. Send them $6 for a ticket. Shit, I want to see a fight. I'm spending my money. Okay. I want to see somebody get chopped up and get in my bed. Go high. Breathe. Sit there. Ease in. Breathe. Quick. Let's go. Keep ripping. Go down. Get that left hand up. We're going to keep ripping. Double up. Hey, go down. Double up on the right side, too.
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, Cash Cow, the YTBC, and I came here to talk some boxing. Now, I'm at the library, the Hollywood Library, but recently I had a chance to interview, Greg Hackett, trainer, fighter, just one of the most interesting personalities and people to talk to in all of boxing. I've been following Greg for a lot of years. He's worked with a lot of fighters like Joy Deweyko, Gabe Rosado. He's a staple in the Philadelphia boxing scene, so I finally had a chance to talk to him over the phone on the 4th of July, and we got a chance to go through basically his background in boxing. We touched a bit on the Philadelphia boxing scene as well as some of the hot topics in boxing right now. So if you don't know Greg Hackett, get to know him here in this interview, and hope you enjoy. Take care. All right, Brendan Taylor here, True School Sports. I'm with my main man, Greg Hackett. How you doing, Greg?
I'm cool, man. Appreciate you, brother. How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good, man. I'm happy to have you on. I really enjoy your insights on boxing. I've been listening to you and following you for a number of years, but it's good to finally talk to you for myself. Okay, well,
Thanks, man. I definitely appreciate that.
for sure. Before we get into like anything boxing related, I kind of wanted to, because some people may not be too familiar with you. So I wanted to ask just about you, Greg. How did you start boxing? What was your amateur background? Like how did you come to the fight game?
Well, I started boxing when I was my father took me to the gym when I was about 5 years old, and he started driving trucks like shortly after that, like probably like when I was about 6. So I didn't go back to the gym until I was 12, and then I went back to the gym because I was getting in trouble. I'm the oldest of 4 brothers on my mom's side, so
Okay.
I was getting in trouble in school. I was getting in trouble on the streets, fighting, just getting caught up in fights all over. And my mom was like, one day she said, I heard there's a gym around the corner. You should go around there, and try to see what happens. So I went around there to the gym, and then I just fell in love with boxing. You know what I mean? So from there, I trained. I started training with my first coach named Marvin Jordan.
Okay.
He had a small like amateur background. And he was just like a tough guy from the streets, to be honest. You know what I mean? He had did some jail time and shit like that. But one thing about him, he loved the game. He was a great motivator, and he dedicated himself to the shit. You know what I mean? And I didn't get my first actual fight until I was 15 years old because I was still, even though you go into the gym and even though things are changing, your life still doesn't change entirely. So I was still outside getting caught up in shit. You know what I mean? Still fighting. So my mom sent me down to Maryland for a year with my father from 14 to 15. And then, that didn't really work out too much. I was kind of the same shit was happening down there. I was getting caught up in fights. And they actually called my mother and told her to come get me because I was going to end up getting in trouble, like going to jail or some shit. So I came back up at 15, and I had my first amateur fight February of 2002.
Okay. So you've been at it for a minute. Like you like boxing's kind of been. It sounds to me like boxing's been your safe haven. Like it's kind of kept you out of trouble.
Yeah, boxing definitely. I mean, been the number one thing in my life besides my kids. I mean, that like I can find peace in. You know what I'm saying? I can find peace chilling with my kids and my two sons, and I find peace being in the gym every day.
Okay, okay. I definitely I can respect that because that's how it is for a lot of people. I know a lot of people say that boxing saved their life.
Yeah, for sure. Because I mean, you could be. I mean, being from Philadelphia, I could have easily been caught up in the streets. I mean, and I'm not saying caught up like I wasn't caught up. You know what I mean? I did get caught up. You know what I mean? But the thing is, I could have just dedicated myself to the streets and ended up being killed or ended up being in jail or just, you know what I mean, something stupid happened. You know what I mean? Where boxing always gave me a place to go.
Okay, yeah. And the thing with boxing too is like I know you know this from being in the gyms and stuff. It's like it doesn't matter where you're from. If you go to the boxing gym, you know everybody's welcome to train. Everybody's welcome to be part of that fraternity of fighters.
Yeah. Yeah, for the most part, that's how it is at the gym. It's like a brotherhood. You know what I mean? Some people just come in and train, but it's like for the guys who jump in the ring, they get treated with a little bit more special attention because, you know what I'm saying, they actually, you know, they do it for the love of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it takes a special kind of person to step through those ropes to want to get hit in the face and go through everything that
Yeah,
comes
for
with that.
sure. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. I've watched there's this one interview I've seen of yours on YouTube. It was you and the guy George Hansen, the one dude from
Yeah,
Philadelphia. I've watched it a couple times.
yeah.
He stated in that interview that you were one of the most talented amateurs he had seen. Uh, how good of an amateur were you, Greg?
I wasn't a good amateur at all. I didn't have a lot of fights. I had probably about 15 amateur fights altogether. But what it was is he probably saw in me what it was the talent. And I didn't refer to myself as not good because I didn't fight enough or I'm a talent. I'm one of those. I'm a talented guy. I have great defense. I have great offense when I'm in the best of shape. And you know, I can make it trouble for anybody getting in the ring. I mean, my IQ is very high, but the problem has always been I've never been disciplined as far as the workouts, as far as the conditioning, as
Hmm.
far as just staying in shape with my diet, stuff like that. I always had a nasty diet. I always had a nasty attitude towards other fighters because I knew I could think around them. So what it is you could label me as a great chess player. I can play chess with anybody, sit down with anybody, and we can play when it comes to the ring.
Okay. Why do you feel like you had a hard time dieting and eating properly? Why is that?
Because when I was coming up, that wasn't even a thing. Like we didn't even discuss diet. You know what I mean? We would discuss, all right, you eat the basics. You know what I mean? All right, you just can't eat this. You just can't eat that. And you just can't eat this. So it's like, all right, what do I eat? And then, you know what I'm saying? You learn a few tricks. You just eat fruit. You eat I used to eat like raw tuna fish out of the can and shit like that. I would drain the water and just eat the tuna fish. You know what I mean? Those are little tricks that I use to make weight. But to be actually healthy and to know how to feel great and still be down in weight, I never learned that. You know what I mean? I never learned that really. My way to get down in weight was just running more miles, and running consistently every day. So
Yeah.
that kind of like burnt me out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Okay. That makes sense. I know you've had. I've done a lot of research, or I've done some research on just your boxing career as a fighter. I know you had an interesting fight. You fought a guy named Juan Rodriguez, and it was the Philadelphia Fight of the Year. You got a Briscoe Award for it. What was that fight like?
That was a real. Let me see. What it was that year was a dry year. I'm gonna say. Philadelphia wasn't too much going on, and I had been on the road fighting. I was fighting all over, Jersey, California. I was fighting everywhere but Philly. So then, I got a shot to come back home and fight a guy who was, I believe at the time he was undefeated, and he was being promoted by a guy from, I think New Jersey, or whatever. And they was running through on the show in Philly. So I jumped on it, because it was a chance for me to fight home.
Hmm.
But the fight, what I remember about the fight, it was real hyped up. I had talked a lot of shit to it because I got that kind of attitude. I don't talk shit just because I think it's cool. It reminds me of being in the streets. So the first time face offs, like we getting in face offs and shit like that, I'm saying little crazy shit to him. But the actual night of that fight, you know what I mean, getting in the ring, I felt great. But I remember like the first 2 rounds, I really couldn't feel my legs too good. I don't know what that was about, but I got myself together in the third round, and I thought I pulled it out from there. But the judges barely gave me any rounds.
Damn, that sucks. That sucks. I know in that interview that I was telling you about with George, you were talking about how you lost motivation for training because you felt like early in your career they had been robbing you despite the fact that you were winning. Could you speak on that?
Yeah, I mean, I had fought a guy. I had fought.
I think
My
they.
pro debut was even a close fight. Even at 168, I fought a guy named Della Paz, Joel Della Paz. I mean, it was a good fight. You know what I mean? But I didn't think I lost. But they gave me a loss. So then from there, I kind of looked at the sport. I'm like, man, this is like I got to get in better shape. But I had actually got suspended for 2 years because they said I had a heart murmur. So I was spending 2 years trying to get insurance and trying to keep seeing these doctors. I've seen about 4 cardiologists within the 2 year span. So I had blew up in weight. I got to about like a 217 pounds. So then I remember they called me for a fight up in Pittsburgh after I got cleared after 2 years to fight a guy named Morgan Fitch, super middleweight. And I remember, I thought I beat him. You know what I mean? It's like, and these fights just going so quick, and they calling me. And I didn't have a big amateur background, so whenever I'm getting calls to go to New York, I'm like excited. I'm like, hell yeah, I want to fight. They call me to fight in Cali. Hell yeah, I want to go to Cali. You know what I'm saying? So I'm taking these trips and not realizing that it's a such thing as A side, B side. I wasn't ever really educated on that.
Yeah.
So I thought the judges were being judges, and then the fact that they was robbing me was just tearing me apart. So it got to the point I was like, man, fuck training. You know what I'm saying? I might as well just wait till they call me. You know what I'm saying? I would be in the gym, but I wouldn't be in the gym the way I should. And at the same time, I would still be out here drinking, having sex, fucking around, smoking weed, shit like that, just doing what I want.
Yeah, yeah, that's crazy. You kind of got a really big wake up call on the harsh realities of like the business of boxing and how it affected your career.
Exactly. A lot of people, what people don't understand is my education partially comes from my pro career. Um, I did not know you had, or it may be best for you to have a manager that had your best interest. The reason I didn't know that is because there wasn't a lot of managers around when I turned pro. When I turned pro in 2008, wasn't a lot of managers like it is now. Everybody's trying to be involved in boxing now. So
Yeah,
you got new promoters every month, and you got new managers every fucking week. You know what I mean? So back then it wasn't, none of the big promoters big managers around were even talking to you. Then you didn't think, well, shit, like, well, what am I supposed to do? What am I really working for? You know what I mean? So I might as well go out here and show my worth. So now he's trying to show my worth, fighting these guys with so-called amateur backgrounds, and I'm embarrassing them. I'm saying to myself, well, what the fuck is going on where I can't even get a fair shake? And then I realized, honestly, when Mayweather started talking that A side, B side shit, that's when I really realized, like, oh, this shit is like really deep. Like, you can't just take a fight and bank on your skills. You know what I'm saying? You got to be put in position.
yeah, you got to have the right political backing in boxing.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, okay. Well, I know that you recently you started fighting again. I know you. I think you won. I think you're like 1-1 this year, right? You're like 1-1.
Yeah, I fought a guy named Larry Pryor, early this year, I think in April, and then we just fought again about a week ago, and he got me back on a rematch. So they trying to they trying to set up what they call a rubber match in August, like August 23rd.
Okay, it's a trilogy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, it's good to see you fighting again because I know you like fighting and it's your love. So
Yeah,
hopefully
yeah, fighting.
it continues to go well.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, fighting to me is like second nature. I mean, it's like waking up and brushing teeth is just something that I do. So I don't really look at it as serious as the average fighter. But I mean, I take it serious. I get in there and I definitely do what I can do, and I do it to my best of my ability, even if I'm not even in the best shape. But I don't. nothing like makes me nervous about fighting.
Yeah. Well, spoken like a true fighter. Spoken like a true fighter. Okay. Well, Greg, you're in that Philadelphia boxing scene, and it's Philadelphia is just it's synonymous with boxing. It's synonymous with fighting. I wanted to ask you to kind of just give me your take on the Philadelphia fight scene right now. Like, what's going on in Philadelphia? How you feeling about it?
I mean, Philadelphia has always been a great fight town because that's what we like pride ourselves on, being able to fight or like taking big fights and whether we win, lose, or draw, we go in there and give our all. So I feel great about the scene in Philadelphia right now. We got 3 world champions here right now. The city is only getting better. With the boxing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I never been to Philadelphia, so hopefully one of these years I can get up there and see it for myself.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. What? How are you feeling about like I'm not sure if he's from Philadelphia. I think he is. I saw him on your channel a couple years ago. Is Blair Cobbs from Philadelphia? Blair Cobbs?
As far as I know, Blair's from Philadelphia, but to be honest, he came a little after me. So when he popped up on the scene, I didn't know if he was like a late bloomer or I didn't know if he was, a guy who moved to Philly. I really don't know his true background, but we treat him as a Philly fighter because he was an amateur fighter in Philly. So
Okay.
we call him a Philly fighter for sure.
All right. How you feeling about Blair Cobbs? I know his name's starting to get a little buzz right now because he just fought on the zone and whatnot.
Yeah, Blair Cobbs is an exciting fighter. Very crafty. Stays in shape. Take care of his body. He'll be tough. He'll be tough to beat for anybody. I don't care who you are, who you think you are. Blair Cobbs is easy for anyone.
No. I remember my first, aside from the interview I saw on your channel, my first impression of Blair was when I was on Instagram one day. I was on Instagram live, and I was just watching people's like lives on Instagram, and there was a sparring session between him and Devin Haney, and I just see this cocky southpaw boxer talking shit to Devin Haney and making him miss and counter, and I'm like, who the hell is this guy? And then I found out that was Blair Cobbs.
Right, right. Blair Cobbs got a lot of skill with him. He got a lot of little tricks of the trade. Of course, he took out the Vegas with him, and now he's doing his thing. And I definitely would say I'm proud of him. Because I remember when he was turning pro, and he really didn't know which way to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's always tough when you do turn pro because you're kind of learning unless you're like an Olympian, you have kind of everything laid out for you. Boxing is a tough thing to navigate because there's always people trying to stab you in the back or get you set up, and you know how it is.
Yeah, the number one thing I think is the problem with boxing, people are expecting you to be perfect. Terence Crawford wasn't an Olympian at all, and there was guys that he lost to. But as of right now, he's top 5, one of the best fighters in the world. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people wouldn't see it coming, and there's a lot of people that wouldn't want him in that position. But that's why you can't count anybody out.
Never. You can never do that. And again, Terence Crawford is a great example. He lost in the trials, right? He lost in the Olympic trials, right?
Right.
And he lost like Saddam Ali. He lost to Saddam Ali in the amateurs, but in the pros, he's had a lot better of a career than Saddam Ali.
Right. Exactly.
Okay. Well, since you brought up Terrence, I guess we'll run through some things in boxing. We'll start with Terrence and his career. What do you think about a matchup between Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence? Like, who you favoring in that?
That's the matchup that I think everybody's looking for. Even myself, I think it'd be a great comparison of styles because Earl Spence is the most determined fighter in boxing. You know what I'm saying? It's very hard to break him. The problem is guys go into the ring with him with that mentality. This guy's going to be hard to break instead of just trying to break him. Terence Crawford is the type of guy where he's going to find a way to break you. He's not going to stop until he finds a way to break you. I love the fight. I love both styles, but I got to go with Terence Crawford because he brings more tools to the fight. You know what I'm saying? So a guy, what that means is he's a guy that's well prepared. Spence is well prepared also, but the thing is, his tool shed isn't that deep. You know what I'm saying? Now, he has some things in there. Don't get me wrong. He has some tools in there. But Crawford just got a lot more tools. A lot more tools. And I think it's going to matter when they fight because it's not to power. Not gonna come down to speed. It's gonna come down to smarts.
Yeah, smarts and like mentality. You know, like you said.
Instincts. Yep. Instincts. Mentality. Yep.
Yeah. Because Terrence is that kind of guy. He has that mean streak. He'll go on the inside and he'll start breaking you down if he has to.
If he has to, he will.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's a good fight. I feel like with Crawford too, he's probably the only. I've always said this. I think I said this to you when you were live on Facebook one time. I said I think Terrence Crawford is one of the probably the only fighter in the world in the welterweight division that could outfight Errol Spence Jr. on the inside.
Yeah, I think he will. I mean, he just amazes me with the things that he's able to do because at the end of the day, he shows patience. A lot of guys, if they can't get it done in 2, 3 rounds, 4 rounds, 5 rounds, you know what I mean, they get impatient and they want to quit or they just shut down mentally. Terrence Crawford never shut down because he's always looking for a way to get you.
Yeah, I feel you. I know. Yesterday, I was at a gym here in South Florida. I was at the Boca Raton Powell, and this young fighter. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him. There's a fighter down here named Lawrence Newton. Lawrence BT Newton. You familiar with him?
Lawrence Newton?
Yeah, Lawrence Newton. Newton. Yeah.
Okay.
He's like I guess he's like working with Terrence, and like he kind of looks like Terrence. He's like a short version of Terrence. He looks like Terrence, and he was telling me about how competitive Terrence Crawford is. He says Terrence Crawford is so competitive that when you're in the gym with him, he'll even argue with you about who can walk better. Like that's how competitive he is.
Right.
So I feel like that plays a role in a Spence fight.
Yeah, and you see it, and you know that that's true because you can see it. You know what I'm saying? He really doesn't care. He don't like to lose. He don't like to lose. And I even see him get caught up in like wrestling matches and shit like that. Shit that I wouldn't even really do. But I understand it because, like you say, it's so very competitive.
Yeah. Yeah, like, same thing like on Instagram, he'll be posting like saying he whooped this guy in pool and he beat that guy in softball and that's
Yeah.
So okay,
It don't matter what it is.
should be a good fight when it does happen. Greg, it's interesting. We were talking about the politics of boxing. I wanted to get your take on the whole WBC franchise champion thing that's going on with Canelo. What you making of that right now?
I heard something light about it where they said if he win, loses, draws, he's still a franchise. Like I don't even understand that term when it comes to boxing, as far as a title.
Yeah.
And then them making a title for him or whatever, however it's going. I just see it as them trying to create a larger than life type of aura around Canelo Alvarez. That's all it is. They just trying to make him the biggest and best thing in boxing.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. And I was reading too, like if the opponent beats the franchise champion, the opponent the guy who beats the franchise champion doesn't even become the franchise champion. He gets a diamond belt. So it's confusing. It's mad confusing.
Yeah, it's just too much. They like coming up with like prizes and trinkets and shit like that for guys to fight for, but it doesn't make any sense. It should just be one crown only.
Yeah, it's like every day that goes by, they're creating another belt in boxing, and it's watering down. It's watering down what being a world champion means.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. All right. What about I know one guy you have a good relationship with because I know I've seen your videos with him. Is Tevin Farmer? Could you just speak on like how the growth of Tevin Farmer from when you first started knowing him to now where he's at? Now he's an IBF world champion.
I mean, the growth is just through him finding a way, and of course he had help. I mean, starting off with a 7-4 career with his former manager, Mark Cipollone. Of course, he had help, but the thing is, him himself, he had to keep his mind in the game. And what he did was he made sure he stayed in the gym. He made sure he learned. He made sure he watched tape. He studied. I mean, it's probably only like 5 other fighters in the world that might study tape like Kevin Farmer does. I've seen Kevin Farmer. I've been in camp with him and watched him not go to sleep. And then every time you hear from him, he watching the tape. And he's like, yo, you know what I need to do this time? You know what I should try to do that time? Or you know what I should, you know what I'm saying? He's always thinking about getting better. So the growth um, was to be expected because I remember when we used to go jogging on the track, Temple Track on Broad Street. I mean on 16th Street. He used to say, Greg, man, I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna be champion. I'm gonna be champion. I mean, and he pushed for it, so I can't, it's like, damn. I mean, just watching it was great.
Yeah, he was a guy who knew what he wanted, and he bit down and just went for it, and now he's at where he's at. Yeah, I like what you said about him, studying tape. From what you're telling me, he sounds like probably one of the most detail oriented fighters I've ever heard of. If what you're saying is true, which I believe you.
Yeah, if you fight Trevor Farmer, or if you even probably sparking him, he's gonna study you. He's gonna study you. He's a true student of the game, and that's why he's good. He's not good because he can slip punches. He's not good because he's fast. He's good because he studies. I mean, he pays attention to the art of boxing, and that's what's missing. A lot of these guys, they try to be like other fighters, and they go in there fighting like the other fighter, and they lose, and they get discouraged, and then they switch teams, and then they lose again, and then now it's like, damn, I'm no good. No, it's not that. You just stop studying. You gotta always study. It's like a period. You gotta study something.
Yeah, continue getting better and just evolving.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all.
Okay. How do you think like Tevin Farmer would match up with like the other top guys around his weight, like like the Javante Davises and the Lomachenkos of the world?
I mean, I'm not saying what I'm getting ready to say because I'm being biased, but he's capable of beating anybody because he's not going to give you the look that you're looking for. Meaning, he's not going to stand in there and just fight with you. He's going to box you. He's going to fight with you a little bit. He's going to box you. He's going to touch your body. He's going to hit you in the head. He's going to punch you probably in your back a little bit. Like he's just busy. He's just a busy guy. What I mean, you never know what you're going to see out of Tevin Farmer. And even though he doesn't have a bunch of knockouts, the thing is, you can't play him lightly because he's physically strong, very strong.
Yeah.
I mean, he's proven that by going up to 135, beating guys up, but then fighting as low as 126.
Yep. Okay. Well, it's Tevin Farmer, hopefully he could continue to progress in his career. Do you feel like he's one of those guys that could potentially go down as like one of the great Philadelphia fighters if he puts it all together and continues?
I think that's exactly what he's shooting for. He's not just a Philadelphia, great Philadelphia fighter. I think he'll be one of the greatest fighters of all time.
Okay.
Because I'm talking about the art. I mean, I'm not saying because of his record. Being one of the greatest fighters has nothing to do with undefeated record.
No.
It's what you've been up against. It's what you've been up against, and it's how you've been able to perform under pressure.
Yeah. It's kind of like one of my favorite fighters is Evander Holyfield, and he had 10 losses, but everybody loves him.
Exactly. Because he didn't. You know why he had 10 losses? Because he didn't turn down none.
No, he fought them all. He fought a
You know,
murderer's
he
row
had
of fighters.
right.
I mean, Foreman, Dwight Muhammad Kwai, BOWE, the list goes on and on.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, okay. Um, I know the next big fight coming up is Manny Pacquiao versus Keith Thurman. What do you make of that one? Like, break that fight down.
I mean, as fighters, I respect both, but I think Manny is getting a little old. Not so old that his body is shut down on him, but he just won't look like the Manny Pacquiao that we're looking for him to look like, with explosive speed and sneaky power. Um, Keith Thurman, I think, is only getting better. I think he needs to make a few adjustments, but besides those adjustments, I think he's only going to get better because he's growing mentally. So I think Keith Thurman, because of the youth and because of the hunger, I think he'll get over on Pacquiao by decision.
By decision?
Yes, I don't think he'll knock Pacquiao out, but I think he'll get over by decision. Like a
Okay.
score of 8-4.
Eight. Okay. All right. Well, hopefully, man. The thing that really like interests me about that fight so much is the fact that Keith is we don't know we don't really know where Keith is at mentally. Like he's saying all these things in the media, but he hasn't been in a big fight since he fought Danny. Really. So when you haven't been in a big fight in so long, and you had the layoff, and you know. It seems like you losing your hunger a little bit. We don't really know which Keith will show up.
I mean, and I understand that, but the one thing we do know about Keith is he's very competitive.
Oh yeah.
He's not going to just go in there and lay down. So that's why I like this fight. It is a good fight at the end of the day.
Absolutely. If Pacquiao somehow is able to like pull it off and beat the younger fighter, do you think like he should retire like after this fight?
I'm really not the judge of that because Pacquiao hasn't been looking. He hasn't been looking bad. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If he would have got knocked out a couple more times after the Marquez fight, like yeah, he stop. Or if he would have got knocked out even at least one more time like that, and I would say yeah, stop. But I can't be the judge of that because Pacquiao's still pulling out wins.
That's true. It's true, and you know that even though his speed might still, even though his speed has declined, his left hand is still dangerous when it lands. It can still get your respect real quickly.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's why I can't judge that. It's not like he's walking around punchy. You know what I mean? It's not like his balance is off.
Not.
His timing is off really bad. You know what I mean? He just gets a little older, but because he works so hard, he's staying in good shape. I think Pacquiao could go in there and give anybody some trouble. You know what I mean? Well, he looked like the Pacquiao of old. You know what I mean? The years that we remember him knocking out guys. Ricky had slaughtering Miguel Cotto, beating up Oscar De La Hoya. Yeah, I don't think he would look like that. But he can still, with his education and with his conditioning, he can still pull out good wins.
Yeah. No, absolutely. He can still pull out good wins and be a threat to a lot of these welterweights. Even though he's not even like a full-time boxer anymore. Dude's a freaking senator and he's still a top 10 welterweight.
Right.
So
definitely. I mean, you know, it's gonna be interesting watching Pacquiao still.
yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I wanted to ask you about the heavyweight division as well, because that's like the division everybody's talking about right now. What do you make of it right now? What do you make of the heavyweight division at the moment?
I love where the heavyweight division is going because it's not like it's beginning to look like guys have to really fight now. It's not looking watered down. It's not looking like guys are getting the easiest of fights. They bringing guys from all over the world. It's not just American heavyweights that we're talking about. I mean, these heavyweights are coming from all over, all different shapes and sizes. And I mean, the fact that Ruiz, I didn't want him to beat Joshua, but the fact that he did means skills still do matter in boxing. I mean, it's not about just conditioning and muscle.
Yeah.
I mean, it shows that heart skills get you over too. You know what I mean? If you believe in yourself. So, I mean, I just love where the heavyweight division is going. Deontay Wilder knocks guys out. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, he's making the fight exciting because sometimes he looks like he's in bad position where he can be hurt or knocked out. But then here you go, he knocks the guy out. Like, you know what I mean? This shit is just exciting right now.
Yeah, man. I remember watching the Tyson Fury fight, and I remember going into the 12th round. I'm like, yeah, Fury's got this in the bag. Fury's, he's taking this dude to school, this, that, and the third, and then bang.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he had
exactly what I mean. Fury, and I had Fury winning that fight even after the knockdown.
Yeah.
For 2 knockdowns, I still had him winning the fight. But that's why heavyweight boxing is important. I mean, it's like exciting because right when it looks like a guy is losing, knocks you out.
Yeah, you never know what to expect in the heavyweight division. What do you of all the heavyweights right now? Who would you classify as like the most skilled or the best heavyweight in the world? Who do you think that is right now?
One of the most skilled heavyweights is let me see, my man what's his name? King Kong Ortiz. He's one of the most skilled. Gypsy King is one of the most skilled. Sorry about the noise.
It's all good.
Gypsy King is one of the most skilled, and Malik Scott is still one of the most skilled heavyweights.
Malik Scott?
Yeah, Malik Scott, Ruiz, Joey DeWaco, certain guys. They got skills. See, when you say the word skill, I'm talking about boxing IQ.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? Malik Scott, yeah, he hasn't done a lot in the game lately, but he's still one of the most skilled heavyweights, right? I mean, it's some real good ones.
Okay. Yeah, no, Yeah, you did. Couple of names there you dropped were interesting. I know. I know that you know Joey Dueco really really well because I know you worked with him, and
Yeah,
I know that you know he's kind of getting a lot of attention right now because he gave supposedly he beat up Anthony Joshua in sparring, and you know
yeah.
what do you think about his fight coming up with Murat Gassiev? I know he's fighting him soon.
That's a very good fight for both fighters because Gasayev has to respect Joey Dorico no matter what, and Joey Dorico no matter what has to respect Gasayev. Gasayev is a very strong, a sturdy guy, good legs on him. You know what I mean, those good solid punches. At the same time, Joey Dorico can be again one of those tricky fighters that'll make it a tough day for anybody, and no matter his height. And I just can't wait for that fight. Can't wait. It's gonna be
Yeah,
something to watch.
absolutely. And Dueco's one of them guys where even if you beat him, you're not gonna look good. Like you're not going to look good. Like I remember when he fought Amir Mansour. I think that was in Philadelphia. He didn't look good. Amir Mansour didn't look good in that fight, but he won.
Yeah, that was a great fight too. Yeah, you know what I mean. A great fight.
Okay. Um. Let's see what else is there. Oh, I forgot to ask you about this earlier. I saw that. I didn't know this about you until I looked at your box. I looked at your box rec. You fought Jarrett Hurd in Jarrett Hurd's sixth professional fight.
Yeah, yep.
Oh,
Down in Maryland.
yeah. Well, what was it like to be in the ring with him, Jarrett Hurd?
It was interesting because he had an interesting style where he was like fighting in slow motion. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying this because I had got to watch him fight maybe like 2 months prior to our fight. So I um I knew they was gonna call me for him next. So I made sure I was training and I made sure I kept his style locked in my memory bank, like the little things he was doing, and he even was in love with that uppercut back then that he has, and what I realized is I was going to take my time with him and just use my skills. Then when we fought, believe it or not, I actually thought I dropped him in the first round because I hit him. I feinted a jab and then I turned the right hand and turned the hook over. And then I hit. I mean, of course, I landed the shot and he went down. And I'm looking at the referee. The referee just like picks him up. I'm like,
What?
oh shit. Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, you know what I mean? I look back at my corner and I'm like, yo, that was a knockdown. And then they didn't say that, but when I went back to my corner, my coach was like, yo, that was a knockdown. And I'm like, yeah, like they didn't even call this shit. So I just thought that was weird. And then throughout the 6 rounds, you know what I mean, I was just staying crafty. Wouldn't let him land that uppercut. And the best shot he hit me with was like a right hand on top of my head. That was like in the 6th round. I'll never forget it. I was against the ropes and he threw a long straight right hand down the pipe. But I went to go roll under and it hit me on top of my head. And that was like the best shot he hit me with. But it was a good fight though. But to be honest, you know what I mean, I'm not trying to like earn like extra credit or nothing like that. But I thought that I pulled that fight out. I thought I won that fight 4 rounds to 2.
Okay. I mean, it's not on YouTube, is it? I don't think that fight's not. You can't find that fight
No,
on YouTube.
of course, it's not on YouTube. No.
Because that'd be one I'd like to watch if there was film on it.
Yeah, I really don't have. None of my fights are really on YouTube.
Okay. Okay.
And I
Well,
think that's crazy.
it is crazy. Like we know you fought. You have a box rec. You know, we know you worked with all these fighters, but none of your fights are on YouTube. It's crazy. It's crazy how that works. Um, I know Jarrett Hurd too. Like he just got lit up by your Julian Williams. What did you make of that fight when it happened? Because I really enjoyed it.
What people don't know is that's actually Julie Williams' style. That's his fight style. You know what I mean? Smothering you, beating you up, and just jumping on you. That's his style. He'd rather fight like that. But I think what happened with Jarrett Hurd was he didn't understand how the two styles match because I think he didn't really study Julian Williams too much. I think he just overlooked Julian Williams, and he came in there with that kind of a mindset. And then within about 3 rounds, I think his mind was like saying, "Fuck, I'm in a real fight," but it was no way out because he had made no adjustments during training.
Yeah, yeah. He made no adjustments, and it's like the whole time, this whole like title run at 154, he had kind of like if he was able to crowd you and cut the distance and make you back up like that was his bread and butter. But once Julian took that away from him and beat him up on the inside, it's like damn, like you said, he couldn't make the adjustments. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like Julian Williams, I saw him on Twitter yesterday. He was talking about he wants to fight Canelo and all this stuff. How good of a champion do you feel like Julian could be? Because when I look at him, right now personally, I think he's the best fighter from Philadelphia, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, he has a lot of, again, man, when you talk about Philadelphia fighters, you're seeing a lot of skills, you're seeing a lot of tricks, you're seeing a lot of, grit, you're seeing big heart, you know what I mean? So it's just so, he can be, I mean, he can be in there with anybody. Be in there with anybody. I think the most important thing for him to keep doing is making guys take drug tests,
Yeah, and
random drug tests.
I know him and his trainer Stephen Edwards. They've been very vocal about that.
Yeah, that's one of the most important things because these guys are out here doping. They are. And the reason they are is because that's been the way things been going for a long time. And it's not because the fighters want to. These things. It's always about an edge. It's about having an edge. So, since the beginning of the time, guys been trying to find a way to get over, just to get a win.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things where like if you can get that competitive edge, then you're gonna do whatever you can because a lot of times boxing rewards cheating. To be honest with you,
Yeah, yeah.
I mean Canelo had his whole situation with the meat, and then like a couple months after that, he got a $365 million contract. So
Exactly, exactly. They wash that away.
like nobody even
That's
talks
like
about
what they
nobody
say
talks about that anymore.
Yeah, nobody talks about it. They should,
Yeah,
but because they want things to seem perfect. People try to forget.
yeah. And then like they want to make Canelo's image, and it's not just Canelo. Anybody who's making money in boxing, they want to make their images as clean as possible because these are the guys that are selling tickets and ultimately making these promoters money. Okay, okay.
Absolutely.
Uh, Greg, you've been around the Philadelphia fight scene for a while. I wanted to ask, like, what's been like the best, your best experiences just being around like Philadelphia boxing?
The best thing is just knowing all these guys. You know what I mean? Because there's so many stories. You know what I mean? So many, and so much growth. Watching these guys come up from kids and the amateurs, and even though I was young too at the time, but watching these guys and continually watch these guys come through the amateurs, go through the good times, the bad times, the ugly times, and still fight through it, become pro. You know what I mean? Go through the ranks and then become world champion. And that's like for me to be the guy watching all of this shit, and I know everybody else is watching too. But the thing is, I'm in it, and I'm on the opposite side of it as far as records and as far as careers and
Yeah.
how things went for me. But at the same time, I'm happy for all of these guys because I see what they went through. I watched it. Watched it.
Yeah, so I'm sure like you could look at a guy like Danny Garcia who's been a world champion in two different weight classes
Yeah,
and became a very good name in boxing. Like you could probably watch him and say, "Damn, like I knew that guy or I know that guy."
yeah, exactly. I mean, watching his dad. See, what people don't get about Angel Garcia, I mean, some people call him ignorant, crazy. Some people think he cool. But the thing is, what they don't get is he's been very passionate about his son's career from the very beginning. I watched this man lose his mind in an amateur tournament. You know what I mean? Trying to make sure his son gets this victory. You know what I mean? Because he wanted him to win that bad because he knew he could be that great of a champion. You know what I mean? It's no better, and there's no better thing than watching a father cheer his son on. You know what I mean? Or coach his son. You know what I mean? All the way to a world title.
Yeah. Is could you kind of like detail like that a little more like what like when Danny Garcia's dad would go off on some one of these amateur refs or
I
judges?
mean, I remember watching him in a local gym. They used to have these fights, to go to the tournament down at Front Street Gym, and Front Street Gym atmosphere is just like wonderful because a front row seat you basically can touch the ring. I mean, if you just reach your arm out, you can touch the ring. So to be in there, I probably say about 400 people, 500 people, and they having these fights, and to hear Angel Garcia screaming, "Oh, we got one more round," you know what I mean? Give me anything you got, Danny. You know what I mean? He losing his mind. Like, that shit used to just be fun. You know what I mean? Just watch him go crazy. It's fun.
Yeah. What's funny is when I look at Angel Garcia, he reminds me a lot of my dad because like they're Puerto Rican, I'm Puerto Rican, so I know how Puerto Rican parents
Okay.
are. And yeah,
Right.
my dad is like literally, it's freaky to watch sometimes because Angel Garcia is like my dad. Like he's like crazy. Like he's very outspoken and he don't care and he'll say what he wants to say. And if he really believes in something, he'll fight you tooth and nail to get his point across for what he believes in.
Right.
Like you were saying with Angel and the amateurs, and then like Danny's kind of more reserved. Danny still is like his dad, but he's a lot more reserved than his dad. And it's like I'm the same way myself, so it's crazy
Right.
to watch because I understand it.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Who are some of your favorite fighters like growing up, Greg? I never asked you that.
My favorite fighters growing up, man. As far as ah shit, I mean, of course, Roy Jones, James Toney is my all-time favorite. Sugar Ray Robinson, Muhammad Ali, Hector Camacho, Chavez, uh, Mildred Taylor, Bernard, Hopkins, Chris Nasim Hamed,
Okay. Okay.
Pernell Sweet Pete Whitaker, uh, Holyfield Tyson, Riddick Bowe. I love Riddick Bowe hand speed,
Me
punch,
too.
and skills. Um, I mean, I just love boxing, man. I had a lot of guys I
Yeah.
enjoyed watching
Yeah. You
growing up.
you named a couple guys that are my favorite fighters too. Like I'm a big Holyfield fan. I love Riddick Bowe. Riddick Bowe is actually he's my friend. Like I talk to Riddick Bowe a lot because he's down here. And
Oh, that's what's up.
yeah, Bo is awesome. And Pernell Whitaker is amazing. I used to kill people on Fight Night with Pernell Whitaker. That's my guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a good list of guys you named. Also, I wanted to ask, like, were there any like notable fighters that you sparred? Like, did you,
Yeah, my bad. What you
it's
say?
all good. Did you ever have like, did you ever spar like any notable fighters? Because I know you've been around boxing for a minute, so I would assume you sparred like some little like name fighters at some point in time.
Oh man, uh, I've been in there with John David Jackson.
Okay,
When I was 18. I boxed Saddam Ali.
Stam
I
Ali, yeah.
boxed Curtis Stevens. I boxed. Let me see, who's the kid, man? I never got in the ring with like Danny Garcia or anybody like that. World champion guys. Julie Williams. I boxed him a lot.
Okay.
Jesse Hart.
Oh yeah,
I
Jesse, right?
boxed Joey DeWico. We used to box. Let me see. I boxed a lot of guys, man. A lot of guys.
Okay.
Shit, anybody that was around, you know what I mean? I boxed them in Philadelphia. And then, as far as outside of Philly, I got a few of them on there.
Okay, yeah, no. Like, what was the most interesting sparring session out of all of them? Like, was there one that stood out to you? Like that you remember and you say,
Uh,
"Damn, I went to war with this guy. Like, this guy gave me some great work."
Me and Curtis Stevens was real good because I knew he could punch, but then when I actually felt it, I made sure I got I got super sharp on him. He hit me with a hook in the back of my jaw, and I'm like, shit. I mean, I didn't go down or anything like that, but I felt what people was talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they said that one camp he had, they said he was just putting dudes out. And I felt it, but I was like, fuck that. I ain't letting it hit me anymore. I got real sharp on it. But that was good work. Saddam Ali was good work. Real fast hands, real accurate right hand. Let me see. Hank Lundy, me and Hank Lundy used to get it in.
Hammer and Hank. Okay,
Yeah, me and Hank Lundy used to get it in. I mean, I boxed a lot of guys.
I can tell. I can tell.
Yeah.
I feel you. Okay. Greg, I want to ask you this too. What's something like aside from boxing, like what's something interesting about yourself that you feel like people should know about Greg Hackett?
I'm just a people person. I really don't walk around with hate in my heart. You know what I mean? I don't trust everybody, but you know what I mean. I'm a cool dude. You know what I mean? If you speak to me, I definitely speak back. If you conversate with me, I definitely conversate back. You know what I mean? I'm not the crazy motherfucker that people try to paint me as. You know what I'm saying? I'm a cool guy. I don't really want no trouble. You know what I mean? I'm a normal person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the vibe I get. I don't think you're a bad guy. You don't strike me as a bad guy. Um,
Yeah.
I've been following you on social media for a couple of years now. Like you have some interesting posts, man. You be talking about like you be talking about like relationships, women. I be laughing my ass off.
Yeah, women. I think women are very interesting. I love women, of course, but I think they're very interesting. I think they're like the downfall to a lot of great men. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
A
you
lot of
damn right
great
about that.
who do great things. I think they're the downfall. You know what I mean? And I think as men we should pay attention to that. You know what I mean? And really keep women not in their place, but keep them knowing, keep them where they know. You know what I'm saying? What to do and what not to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's hard, but then again, it's hard out here because you got so many creeps out here, men. You know what I mean? So it's just crazy. It's crazy right now. So that's why I'm always, throwing shit out there about women and shit.
Yeah. Yeah, like I guess that's where like discipline discipline like making sure that you're not out there just chasing ass all day. Like you got to make sure you got your priorities in
Yeah.
order.
Because a woman will pretend to love you so that nobody else will have you.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
the whole time she's fooling herself.
Yeah,
But
and
she's only doing it because of her own, her own selfishness,
yeah,
insecurities.
and then once that feeling goes away, she'll just like dispose of you and move on to the next one.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, man. So yeah, women have been the downfall to a lot of great men, and like I mean, in boxing and politics, I mean, you can go back to the days of like the freaking Bible, Bible times. And
Yeah,
wait,
that's what they say.
yeah, women was the downfall back then too. So yeah, they are
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
What advice would you give to these younger fighters about women? How to deal with them?
Um, Understand that women are all over the world. They're not just in your neighborhood, in your school, or in your city. You know what I mean? There are women all over the world, and not saying explore women, but explore the world. You know what I mean? Don't shut your world down because of a woman. You know what I mean? Train hard as you can. Prepare for these fights, and then you deal with the women third and fourth, not first and second. You deal with them third and fourth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Catch them later on down the line. Because at the end of the day, they're gonna do what they want. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. So basically, what you're saying is just don't prioritize them. Don't do that.
Nope. Don't let them live their life, and you live your life.
Okay.
Don't get stuck. You know what I mean? Thinking you gotta be loyal to a person who's not loyal to you, or just loyal to a person just because they say they're being loyal to you.
Yeah, or because they were just they may have been loyal to you for a season of time, but then they turn on you, but you still want to be loyal to them because they were loyal to you for like a couple months or a year. And
Yep.
yeah, okay,
Exactly.
all right, Greg. Well, it's been pretty good talking to you. I wanted to ask before we wrap it up here. Is there any message to the boxing world, to the people out there you want to get across about what you got going on over there in Philadelphia, training and fighting wise?
I mean, we with me, I'm just in the gym about 5 to 6 days out of the week. Um, we just expect me to be, in your face somewhere with this boxing shit. You know what I mean? We gonna my goal is to become one of the greatest coaches of all time. So that's what I'm shooting for. You know what I mean? So when you see me, just know that I'm being honest and I'm being genuine about what I'm doing. I'm not doing this because of the media. I'm not doing this shit because I think I'll become famous. I love boxing. I love the art of boxing. So just respect me as a man, and I'll respect you as a man. So on and so forth.
Absolutely. Um, oh yeah. What gym do you train out of normally? Like what gym?
My gym is called Fight Firm. It's on 461 North 9th Street, Philadelphia.
Fight Firm for okay. So Fight Firm. If y'all want to go find Greg, go to Fight Firm on 461. What was it North what?
North 9th Street.
North 9th Street, 461 North 9th Street. That's Fight Firm. So Greg Hackett, it was a pleasure talking to you, man. Hopefully I have you back on soon.
Likewise, sir.
Yeah, and just yeah, good best of luck to you and just continued success. Thank you for talking to True School Sports.
Same to you, bro. I appreciate you.
All right, Greg.
González, le mando un saludo a todos los fans, bendiciones, cuídense.